Father Karl Rahner was a Jesuit priest of the 20th century, a prolific author, influential theologian. One doesn't read his original textbooks in the German. One chews through them, and it's one nibble at a time. Most of his works have been translated into multiple languages. One of his essays on the spiritual life is translated into English with the title, "The God of My Drudge." The God of my drudgery. Let's call it the God of my daily grind. In that essay, he speaks about encountering God in the drudgery of daily life, the daily grind that we all go through. Not making prayer and an encounter with God something special and unique, but incorporating that into everything we do, everything we think, everything we dream, every encounter we have. Recently, I saw a book with the interesting title, "After the Ecstasy, the Laundry." And again, it describes for us how we move from an intimate encounter with God back into ordinary life. Or do we? Ignatian spirituality is often called being a contemplative in action. What does that mean? A good friend of mine, shortly after he was ordained a priest, entered the Carthusian order. Carthusians are perhaps the most strict of the monastic orders. They live alone in tiny cells. They are by themselves all week. They pray in their cells and have meals delivered to them, except for Sunday when they're together for Sunday Mass, a meal, and a time of socializing. They live alone, and the encounter with God is deep with them. Some might say, well, that's a way of running away from the world, or even running away from oneself. But those who have experienced that life understand the opposite. The world enters into one's prayer. Oneself comes into that prayer. In the silence of the Carthusian order, or any monastic order, one encounters the world and self more deeply than any other way. There's actually a documentary on the Carthusian lifestyle. It's called Into Great Silence. There's not much said in it. It truly is a documentary of great silence. I encourage you to look for it. It's actually like making a retreat watching that documentary. Being a contemplative in action means that we don't make a distinction between our life of prayer and our life in the world. Prayer informs everything we do in the world, and what we do in the world informs how we pray. Being a contemplative in action means that our relationship with God animates our every encounter, every decision, every hope that we have in the world. And our experiences in the world, our encounters with others, good or bad, positive or negative, constructive or not, are what we bring into our formal times of prayer, so that God may interpret them by His way and in His light, and send us back out to the world, healed and excited to serve Him. Ignatian spirituality means being a contemplative in action. Contemplative, reflecting deeply in the heart. In action, taking that to the world and bringing the world back to prayer, but really integrating it all throughout the day. God bless you.